France unfolds like a living masterpiece where Gothic cathedrals pierce medieval skylines, lavender fields paint Provence in purple waves, alpine peaks challenge mountaineers, and Atlantic beaches meet ancient fishing villages that perfected the art of living well. Beyond Paris's Eiffel Tower and the tourist crowds on the Champs-Élysées lies a France where Roman aqueducts still carry water after 2 millennia, where châteaux rise from the Loire Valley vineyards, where Mediterranean ports blend Italian and French cultures, and where cuisine elevated eating to an art form inspiring global gastronomy. This is not the France of postcards and clichés. This is the nation where medieval pilgrimage routes wind through mountain passes, where D-Day beaches changed world history, where perfume makers in Grasse create fragrances worn globally, and where wine regions from Bordeaux to Burgundy produce bottles worth more than cars. So smash that subscribe button on. Paris rises from the Seine River, where the medieval Ile de la Cité grew into a metropolis synonymous with romance and revolution. The Eiffel Tower, built for the 1889 World's Fair, now dominates the skyline, rising 324 meters. Notre Dame Cathedral on the Ile de la Cité survived the French Revolution and the 2019 fire, its Gothic flying buttresses representing medieval architecture's pinnacle. The Louvre Museum displays 35,000 artworks, including the Mona Lisa in a former royal palace. Montmartre's Sacré-Cœur Basilica crowns the city's highest hill, where artists like Picasso once lived creating masterpieces. The Champs-Élysées stretches from the Arc de Triomphe to the Place de la Concorde, where Louis XVI lost his head during the Revolution. Mont Saint-Michel rises from the tidal flats between Normandy and Brittany, a granite island crowned by a medieval abbey, creating one of Europe's most spectacular sights when tides surround it, transforming the mount into an island twice daily. The abbey, founded in 708 after the Archangel Michael allegedly appeared to the Bishop of Avranches, sits at the summit reached by climbing the Grande Rue. The Gothic Abbey Church demonstrates architectural genius in building a massive structure on a pointed rock. The cloisters offer views across the bay, where tides rise up to 15 meters, creating Europe's strongest tidal variations. The village clustering below the abbey retains medieval character with narrow alleys and fortified walls. The French Alps stretch along the borders with Switzerland and Italy. Their snow-capped peaks, including Mont Blanc, Western Europe's highest at 4,810 meters, creating terrain that invented modern mountaineering and winter sports. Chamonix nestles in a valley beneath Mont Blanc, the mountaineering capital where climbers prepare for alpine ascents, while tourists ride the Aiguille du Midi cable car to 3,842 meters for panoramic views. Annecy to the north combines alpine scenery with a medieval old town on canals. The Tour de France annually tackles alpine passes like the Col du Galibier, where cyclists suffer on gradients exceeding 10%, creating legendary sporting moments. The Loire Valley stretches along France's longest river, where Renaissance monarchs built châteaux, demonstrating wealth through architecture that defined French elegance. Chambord, the valley's largest château, displays Francis I's ambitions with 440 rooms and a double helix staircase, allegedly influenced by Leonardo da Vinci. Chenonceau spans the Cher River on arches, creating a bridge château. The valley's wines, Sancerre, Vouvray, Chinon, come from vineyards planted by monks centuries ago. The town's Tours, Blois, Saumur retain medieval quarters and markets selling local products. The valley became a UNESCO World Heritage cultural landscape, recognizing how human activity shaped the river valley into a harmonious blend of nature and architecture. Nice on the Côte d'Azur combines Italian heritage with French sophistication, creating the Riviera's most elegant city, where the Promenade des Anglais curves along the Mediterranean for 7 kilometers. The old town's narrow streets, painted in ochre and terracotta, reflect Genoese architecture. The Corsalea market operates daily, selling flowers, produce, and local specialties like pissaladière, onion tart with anchovies. The Russian Orthodox Cathedral's colorful onion domes recall when Russian aristocracy wintered in Nice. The Matisse and Chagall museums display works by artists who lived here, drawn by the Mediterranean light. The cuisine blends French and Italian. Salade niçoise, ratatouille, and pasta appear on menus alongside local rosé wines. Lyon sits at the confluence of the Rhône and Saône rivers, where Roman Lugdunum became Gaul's capital before evolving into the city that claims to be France's gastronomic capital. The Old Town, Vieux-Lyon, preserves Renaissance architecture with traboules, covered passageways connecting streets through building courtyards originally used by silk workers. The Basilica of Notre-Dame de Fourvière crowns Fourvière Hill, while the adjacent Roman theaters still host summer performances 2,000 years after construction. The Bouchon, traditional Lyonnais restaurants, serve local specialties: quenelle, saucisson, and andouillette. Paul Bocuse established Lyon's culinary reputation, drawing food pilgrims to his restaurant and the covered market bearing his name. Bordeaux on the Garonne River has reinvented itself from the wine capital into a vibrant city where 18th century architecture earned UNESCO World Heritage status. The Porte de la Lune displays neoclassical architecture from Bordeaux's Golden Age, including the Grand Théâtre and the Place de la Bourse with its reflecting pool. The surrounding wine regions, Médoc, Saint-Émilion, Pomerol, Sauternes, produce wines that set global standards with châteaux, creating bottles selling for thousands at auction. The Miroir d'Eau, Europe's largest reflecting pool, creates Instagram moments when the Place de la Bourse reflects in the shallow water. Saint-Émilion nearby combines medieval village charm with prestigious vineyards, creating the most photogenic wine destination. Strasbourg in Alsace straddles French and German cultures, creating a city where half-timbered houses display Germanic architecture, while language and politics remain thoroughly French. The Cathedral of Our Lady rises from the Old Town Center, its Gothic spire reaching 142 meters. La Petite France district features half-timbered houses reflected in canals, creating the most photographed neighborhood. The European Parliament, the Council of Europe, and the European Court of Human Rights have headquarters here, making Strasbourg the de facto European capital. The Christmas market, dating from 1570, claims to be Europe's oldest. The Alsatian cuisine blends French and German, tarte flambée, choucroute garnie, foie gras, paired with Alsatian Rieslings. Marseille, France's oldest city founded by Greek colonists in 600 BCE, sprawls along the Mediterranean where the Vieux Port remains the heart. The Basilique Notre-Dame de la Garde crowns the highest hill, its Romano-Byzantine architecture and golden Madonna statue, visible from across the city. The Panier district's narrow streets climbing the hillside display North African influences, reflecting immigration that made Marseille France's most ethnically diverse city. The Calanques, limestone cliffs dropping into turquoise coves, stretch east from the city. Bouillabaisse, the fish stew that originated in Marseille, now appears on menus globally. The MUSEM Museum occupies a striking contemporary building demonstrating how Marseille bridges Europe and the Mediterranean. Share this with anyone planning a France trip because they need to see beyond Paris, discovering the châteaux, vineyards, mountains, and coastal villages that make France endlessly fascinating. Now get out there and experience France in all its glory from north to south, mountains to sea, medieval to modern. Au revoir and bon voyage.